Hi, this is Jeff Burk with Remax Vision here in Central Massachusetts, and I'm here with Kathryn Acciari from Central One Federal Credit Union here in Central Massachusetts. And a couple of months ago, I was in the office, and Kathryn had stopped into our Shrewsbury location. And what impressed me was that she was out on the road. Because since COVID, especially the peak of COVID, we had found that really personal interaction was not happening. And I had mentioned to her it was nice to see someone that was sort of bringing it back to basics about getting out there, making the stops into offices, and letting people know and the agents know what products they had. And one of the products that you do have, and I was sort of intrigued about, was the fact that you have a loan program that is geared towards police, firemen, nurses, doctors, teachers.
Exactly, teachers too.
Teachers as well.
Yes.
And what do they call that program?
It's called the Community Heroes Program, Jeff.
And what does that mean?
That means it's geared for our public servants. So just as you mentioned, our first responders, EMT, the ambulance drivers, the paramedics, as well as police, firefighters, and then the medical personnel, doctors and nurses, and then also for active and former military, retired military.
Oh, nice.
Everyone who takes care of our community.
Right.
And the reason we developed this is with rising interest rates and home prices going up, we were seeing that in this group of people who take care of us, a lot of the times they weren't qualifying for typical loan programs, like your 30-year fixed or what have you.
Right.
So we said, well, how can we meet this problem? How can we meet this community and help them get into homes? So the hallmark of this program is simply a low down payment.
I see, yep.
Because with this group of professionals, they're typically stable in their employment, but maybe just haven't had time to save for a good down payment on a house. And they're in the phase where they want to settle down and grow roots in the community. But again, they don't have 3 or 5 or 20% of a purchase price to put down.
Right.
So this particular program, the Community Heroes, it's only a 1% down payment.
1%.
1% of the purchase price.
So with 1% down, is there any private mortgage insurance required or anything like that? There is.
Yes, there
which would be
still
typical.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And closing costs, of
Right.
course.
Yeah.
Which we try to keep low.
Right.
You know, we have certain attorneys, closing attorneys, title professionals, appraisal professionals who are working with us to help keep these prices down for
Right.
our borrowers.
Right.
So, but you still 1 to 2% of the purchase price is pretty standard.
And if I say something that you don't, not sure, like private mortgage insurance, you can call Kathryn or email her, and she can explain it to you better.
Absolutely, yes.
Because we're only taking a
Thank
few
you.
minutes just to go over the highlights. So I'm assuming the best thing for anyone that qualifies for this would be then to get pre-qualified or pre-approved first.
Yes.
So they know what price point they're in.
That's exactly right.
And then take it the next step from, okay.
Sure.
And that's something that you do on a regular basis.
Every day, all day.
And it doesn't it's not being obligated either. It's
No.
just, I think what I usually tell my clients is the more information we can get you, then the better the process feels.
Yes.
And I think that's the first step, is to sort of get a sense of maybe not what my maximum purchase price is, but maybe where I'm comfortable as far as that monthly payment.
Sure.
And getting to know what that is in order to take it the next step to say, yeah, I'm comfortable looking at a property within this price point.
That's exactly right, Jeff. Yeah. Start to gather information and know what your boundaries are, but as you said, also what you're comfortable with.
Right.
Because you may qualify for $1 million home, but that doesn't mean you're comfortable
Right.
with
With that. Right.
So, yeah,
So
all
it's-
those things are important to look at.
Yeah. And what are you seeing right now as far as the rates? And this is we're in January 2023.
Yes, we are.
So what are you seeing as far as the rates right now?
They've been pretty stable, and I hesitate to quote any rates because, like the stock market,
Yes.
the interest rates change every day, and that's something people don't realize. They call me. That's usually the first question, Kathryn. What's your rate? It's like, well, I have about 30 rates, and they're going to change tomorrow. But they've been stable depending on the program and the borrower's credit score.
Right.
Plays a large part as far as interest rates go. But
Yeah.
our base rates are between 5.25 and 6.75 has been where we've been the
Right.
past couple months.
Right. So they're not bad. They're actually
No,
good.
they're not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Expecting rates to go up one more time, though.
Okay.
You know, Feds
Yeah.
are supposed to raise them one more time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But again, with
Yeah.
the price point of homes has sort of leveled. So I
Yes.
think for any potential buyer, when the playing field levels out, you might be paying a little bit more on that rate, but you might be saving on that purchase
On the
price.
price.
Because we're not seeing as much of that that bidding over the list price.
Thank
That
goodness.
has sort of subsided a little bit and has
Yeah.
become more equal. So it's you might be paying a little bit more on a higher rate, but you might be gaining as far as the sale price
On
of
the
that
price.
property. Yeah.
Good, good.
And you mentioned one other thing, and I know what it was. You mentioned credit, and if someone finds out that their credit is not up to par,
Mm-hmm.
you can certainly work with them as far as improving that.
Absolutely.
So they can work with you over 6 months, maybe a year, to build
Yes.
that credit score.
Yes.
They don't have to go to one of those services. They can certainly
Not at
work on
all.
that with you.
I can certainly give them some ideas on
Yeah.
what they can do to improve their credit.
Okay.
And it's a temporary situation.
Right.
If you don't qualify today, we'll
Right.
look again in 3-4 months or
Yeah.
6 months, as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And get everything in good shape.
Good. And you have all the regular products as well.
Oh yeah.
Standard fixed.
Yep. 30-year
Variables,
fixed,
arms, the whole bit.
adjustables. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we do have a great first-time buyer program as well.
Oh, what is
And-
that?
And that one, it's an adjustable rate.
Yeah.
The first 15 years, though, the rate is fixed. So whatever your initial rate is,
Yeah.
it's fixed for 15 years.
Oh, that's perfect.
Which, because if you think about it, most people move well within that 15-year range.
Right. Right.
If the borrower doesn't have 20% to put down, we pay their PMI. We pay the mortgage insurance up front.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not part of their monthly payment.
So they actually can come in with 5% down,
Yes.
and then their PMI, private mortgage insurance
Thank you.
cost is covered by Central One.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very nice.
And then we also, our closing costs are a flat $999. You still have to pay your escrow, your prepaid
Right,
property
right.
taxes, homeowners insurance.
Yep.
But appraisal, title, closing attorney, that's all covered. So it saves people typically about $3,000.
I was going to say
maybe
that's
more.
a big savings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because closing costs are expensive. Well, not in the whole scheme of things, they're not expensive, but there is a cost.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Can I make a plug?
Yes, make a plug.
Okay. For any borrower, except for that 15-year, the adjustable first-time buyer program, but any of our other loan programs, anyone who's using Jeff Burk or one of his agents as their realtor, as their buyer's agent,
Yes.
will get a $500 closing cost credit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And that was not
Absolutely.
planned. That was not planned at all. That's great. Well, thank you very much.
That's our policy. We'll stand by that.
Well, thanks for taking time today.
It's my pleasure, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and nice to see you again. And that's it. Jeff Burk, Remax Vision here in Central Massachusetts with Kathryn Acciari.
Thank you,
And
Jeff.
thank you for watching our under 5. It was under 5 minutes, I think. So
five?
under 5. All right. Thank you.